congratulations on both of you graduating yesterday as of the time of recording this. That's really cool.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's a weird time to graduate, but we're getting through it.
So how did you get, I know, Jackie, with your, for those listening, like I said, Jackie's a returning guest from back in episode 5. We were talking in that episode about your senior thesis you were working on. So what happened with that?
Oh, so fun. So it is postponed. The university said that they will give us their equipment to use in the summer if we do want to film, which we do, and we're probably going to have a very reduced crew. We're probably going to have everyone who is on crew wear masks, and we still have the funding. We haven't touched it. So we're probably still going to make the film just with a lot smaller crew and a lot smaller resources, which is a little sad, but it's still going to happen. It's still going to happen. It's still going to make it.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that's really good that they're like willing to work with you in that regard.
Oh, they're being totally supportive. The professors are just absolutely amazing. Anything you need, contact us. Like, they gave us a cell phone number. Like, let us know. So it's really great.
Yeah, I can imagine. So yeah, if anyone, like I said back in that previous episode, send your thoughts and prayers towards the really rude stink bug, and hopefully
I'd appreciate it.
Hopefully in the near future we'll be able to actually talk about the making of.
Yeah, really. Hopefully.
So then, so like I said, Jackie is a returning guest to the show, but Erin, this is your first time on, so I guess talk a little bit about yourself. What is your background?
Well, I am a visual sound and media major at Seton Hall University with a concentration in film and a minor in theater. I was originally going to go for theater and double major, but I ended up deciding to pursue film for the production side and kind of, have a little bit more of a steady job. Throughout my time there, I've done a few different short films. I actually did my thesis last year, thank God.
Lucky.
Yeah, honestly. Ahead of the virus. And that was actually admitted to a few film festivals, one in London, which I was super excited about. Thank you.
One in London, you said?
Really, yes.
Oh my God!
Look at you,
did you
girl.
Did you get to go to that festival?
No, I didn't, unfortunately. I was actually in school. I know.
That's still really impressive, though.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. It was a challenge for me because I love writing screenplays and I love dialogue. I think that's just the actor in me. So I really wanted to challenge myself with making a film with barely any dialogue. And I focused a lot on lighting to set the mood and just different, the way that I edited, and I was really proud of how it turned out. I mean, I look back and I say, oh, I could have done this better or that better, but I think that's just the part of growing as a filmmaker.
I think that's just kind of inherent with anybody who does anything like this, that's just constantly in that state of like, oh man, I wish I could have tweaked this a little bit more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then Stefan, one of our lovely friends from PBS.
And also a guest on this show before.
Yes. He actually met up with us. I decided to do another film because I'm crazy and love having no free time. And we went up to Sandy Hook Beach and we filmed a one-shot of someone who was sitting with his friends and he was having an anxiety attack, but none of them realized. And it was all, we edited in the actor's voiceover after, and it's almost done. I have a few things left to do, but it should be ready to screen in the next few weeks.
That's really cool. So what was the first one that got into London? Is that out anywhere right now?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I can definitely send you the link.
Great. Yeah, no, I'll throw that up on the screen where I usually put the poster then, if anyone wants to follow that link to check out the that short film. That's really cool.
Thank you.
So I guess we touched on it a little bit, but I guess you guys are kind of more focused on the, oh man, we're out of school at this point, but it's a weird time to be in a creative field like this with all the pandemic stuff going on. How have you guys managed to pass the time while still being creative, I guess?
Oh gosh, I was still interning actually. So I had an internship in New York with Untitled Entertainment, which is a talent agency, and I obviously didn't travel into New York, but I did actually. I'm pretty sure I did get the virus from traveling into New York, so that was a fun time. Yeah, back in February, some very weird illness was going around the intern table, and we didn't know what it was. And then this whole thing comes out, and that was a great time. But I got to, after we got sent home from campus, I was still interning and working. So that's kind of what I've been doing creative-wise, and then editing the film. But other than that, I've been kind of trying to, stay 6 feet apart.
Fair enough. And then I guess, Jackie, you're still just kind of figuring out Really Rude Stink Bug from Postponed.
I mean, I've started applying to jobs. Not that there's many out there, but right now, I'm sure things will start to look up a little further, and I'm sure with all these entertainment projects being blocked up that there might be a surge in like 6 months or something of a bunch of projects starting. So hopefully, so I'm just trying to be positive every day. I look at the job board, see if there's anything that interests me. And yeah, I do. I have a wonderful cast and crew that are still dedicated to helping making my project come alive. So once the stay-at-home order is lifted, then I'm going to start to talk with my producer and my DP. But right now it was just focusing on finishing school and looking at jobs, and now I'm shifting back into stink bug mode. So I'm excited.
Very exciting and unusual times for sure.
Yeah, and what an exciting and unusual film.
So I again, it's just like as someone who's been there myself, I understand how weird it is to kind of like be in that environment of like having this whole group of people who are like, oh yeah, let's all work together and make a movie, and it's gonna be great, and we don't have to worry about anything in the real world for a while now. But now I know like you guys are only just out of college as of yesterday, but like how does that
really out of yesterday.
How does that feel to have all these prospects in front of you, and be done, yeah.
Oh gosh. It's weird. It's
a mix. I think for me personally, it's a little bit of like, I'm still in that, I don't want to say honeymoon phase from being like graduating, but like that leftover, like, yes, that feels nice. Like that phase.
It might just be the alcohol.
Really, honestly, I had 6 glasses of champagne before 3 p.m.
Oh, wow.
I would expect nothing less. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, but it's a mix of like, oh, that feels so good. It's such a great accomplishment. Like, we did work hard, and at least in my opinion, like my professors, my friends, and my family really pulled together to make it feel like I did have an accomplishment. But then also you look on job sites and it's like, oh, not the greatest feeling, but you still got to stay positive,
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, I actually graduate tomorrow, technically.
Oh, okay.
I just went to take photos at my campus. They actually had to give us time slots.
Oh, man.
So we had a little photo shoot. I know. So I drove up to Jersey and I did that. And it was like a nice thing to do for closure, I felt. I loved college. I loved the place I picked. I would not have gone anywhere else. So I'm pretty emotional. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to miss it. But right now I'm just waiting to see. I have an internship with Disney, so I'm hoping
sweet.
Disney opens next month.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we're very nervous, but we're hopeful. So far, we're still going. So hopefully, in 2 months, I'll be moving to Florida.
Aw.
But we'll see.
That'll be a whole nother adventure. I have a couple.
A whole new world.
I have a couple, or no, I have one of my friends who was in the film program with me. He's actually a cast member down there, I think, for ESPN, ESPN thing.
Oh my gosh! Yes, yes.
I'll have to tell him to watch out and show you the ropes and all that.
Yes, please. I'm gonna need all the help I can get.
So I guess we talked a little bit about things that we'll miss and like just falling in love with the campus and all that. But I guess what would you guys say you're going to miss most about being in a film major?
Oh my gosh.
Erin and I have had, we talk about it, but we have had vastly different college experiences.
Really have.
Really vastly different. So honestly, I think the thing I'm going to miss most isn't really about being a film major per se, but it's about, I think learning in person I'm going to miss the most, because I think things are going to change a lot after this. And I really miss being in a room with a professor and engaging. And I really like learning. So like, I know, like it's my glasses. I know I'm such a dork. I really enjoy learning, and I really enjoy in-person learning. And not that I won't be able to take classes or maybe go to grad school later on in life, but for right now, I'm going to miss, and I'm sure a lot of students currently are going to miss being able to be with their teacher and talk with their teacher one-on-one, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I think we got the last normal year.
Yeah.
If anything, yes, it's sad that we're graduating, but I think we got the last bit of normalcy for a while.
Oh.
I think I would miss. So we had very small classes for our thesis films. So we had a crew of 5 people, and those 5 people became my family. And we had a process of filming our films every weekend for a month and a half straight. So for classes 5 days a week, and then filming 12 hours Saturday and Sunday, and then back into classes. So we lived with each other basically, and we were family. And I think I'm really going to miss being a part of like that environment and being on campus late at night and just kind of fooling around. Our professor was the biggest dork. I love him. Fun fact, he rode the bus to NYU with Spike Lee.
Oh, wow.
So he's super cool, but he name drops. He's like amazing. He's like the coolest guy I know. I'm going to miss him so much. And I think definitely, to reiterate what Jackie said, being in a classroom and physically seeing them, FaceTiming them is just very strange to me. And I think I'm going to miss being able to make magic with them in person. I think there is something great about getting these ideas and feeding off of each other and having like that eureka moment while you're with each other. You're like, that's going to be great. Let's put that in. So I think being in person with my crew is going to be the thing I'm going to miss the most.
Yeah, there's definitely this really fascinating energy that doesn't really exist anywhere else from what I found in that sort of college setting, where it's like you said, you're like up late at night in the edit bay and trying like weird experimental things, like, oh, maybe this will work, or like, hey, I just got this random idea at 3 a.m. Does anyone want to come out with me tomorrow and help me shoot this? Like it's there's nothing quite like it. That's what I miss the most about that whole experience.
Yeah.
So I guess one other thing that I guess we can touch on for the beginning, I already had this conversation with Jackie a little bit, but Erin, with 2 questions that I always ask every guest who comes on the show. I think that anyone involved in a creative pursuit, like whether it be film or songwriting or art or just anything like that, they kind of have this inherent drive to want to create and want to make something new and contribute into the world in that way. But whenever I hear directors or cinematographers or anyone involved in film talk specifically, they always mention, there was this one movie or there was this one moment or there's this one show that made me think like, oh man, that's what I want to do. So I guess, do you have a moment like that, or how did you decide that this is what you wanted to do with your life?
So like I said before, I am very into theater, and I'm actually going to grad school for theater. There was a time where I realized that to become a better artist, I needed to learn the behind the scenes and writing and directing. And because ultimately my dream would be being on camera versus being on stage. And I love the production aspect of it all. And I think it was important for me to learn everything behind the scenes, everything business wise. I took business classes, and I think it only helped me in the long run. Movie wise, I am obsessed with the movie Casablanca. I have a huge poster of it in my room, and the acting and the chemistry between the two of them is what just like, to me, it's just like movie magic. The screenplay is amazing. They don't use fancy effects, obviously. It's it's just pure romance. And to me, that was something that was so amazing, and it really drove my love for film. And I realized that I wanted to learn that aspect as well. And then I took classes on the side for acting, and I think I made a really good decision in that. I'm really happy I learned this side because I am obsessed with film. So
it does kind of inform a lot of the way that you think about acting once you know everything that goes into the behind the scenes from like the camera standpoint and the lighting and all that. I think it's very good to have a basic knowledge of kind of everything, and then you can sort of fall in wherever you're needed. Oh.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll take anything as long as I'm on set.
Do you have a preferred like role? Like if you could only do one thing on a crew, what position would you rather fall into?
Oh, AD.
That's a good one.
Absolutely. Yeah. I would love to help run the set, work with the actors. That'd be great.
So I don't remember, Jackie, if I asked you this, but I guess for both of you, the other question that I ask everybody whenever they come on is, what is your favorite movie? Or movies, any your top 5, however you want to do it.
Oh, it's so funny that that Erin brought up romance, because romance is my least favorite of all films. It's so funny. My favorite films are Jurassic Park, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, and Bicycle Thieves. All of them are so... Bicycle Thieves is super dark, which is why I love it. And then Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, I rewatched all of Harry Potter in quarantine, and oh my god, are those films better than Marvel films? I'm so sorry, but like they are.
Agreed. I'm sorry.
They're perfect. And that film is perfect. And Jurassic Park is just a masterpiece. Absolute masterpiece.
Oh, that's a masterpiece.
100%. The CGI in the sequels ruin it. Sorry. Yeah. Those are my hot takes.
What specifically about the third one it makes it your favorite? I gotta ask.
Well, it's the only film that doesn't feature, like, Lord Voldemort isn't shown, and it's the only film that can be, like, a standalone between, like, all the 8. Like, if you watched it and didn't know much about the series, you'd still be able to get the story. And also, Alfonso Cuarón was the director. Enough said.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Enough said.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
The transitions in the film, amazing. Like, he shows the Whomping Willow, like Harry next to the clock to foreshadow like the time turn. So, I could go on, but sorry. I love Harry Potter, and I love Alfonso Cuarón, and I love Prisoner of Azkaban. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Fun fact, there's actually that scene, like, I think everyone has, like, moments where they, I don't know, like, I guess childhood trauma is the right word for it, like moments in, like, movies or shows that aren't really, that scary, but, like, they still freak you out. In Prisoner of Azkaban, the moment... It's like 10 seconds or so, like after he turns into the werewolf. Like when there's that quiet moment and then he suddenly howls. That terrified the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Isn't it perfect? The thing that I love that Alfonso does in this film is he really makes you feel like Harry. Like when Harry's under the invisibility cloak in the Shrieking Shack, and you can see like a sort of transparent sheer fabric, like you're underneath the cloak, and you hear them talking about Harry, it gives you such anxiety. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
She's like, I love anxiety.
I do. I love dark things. I love anxiety. I love tragedy. Anyway.
And then what's yours? What was the third one again? I'm sorry, the Bicycle Thief, you said?
Bicycle. Yeah, I've seen a Bicycle Thief, and I've seen Bicycle Thieves.
What's that one about? I've never heard of that.
It's an Italian neorealism film from like the 40s, I believe. It's all in Italian, so if you don't like subtitled films, start liking subtitled films. I don't know. But it's a father just trying to make ends meet with his son, and his son is a fantastic actor, so adorable. And his bike gets stolen, and that's his means for a job. So he really needs to make ends meet, and then it questions with whether or not he would act like the other person would act by stealing his bike. Like, how can he make his ends meet for his family? And it's just, it's really sad. It's the first film. I had no idea what it was going into it. We watched it in a film history class, and I walked out like completely touched by a film I didn't understand one word of. So it was a really good experience. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of that one. I'll have to add that to my
you need to
list.
watch it. Watch this.
Maybe the third time you're on, we'll recommend that.
I will recommend that.
All right. So then, Erin, what are some of your favorite movies?
Well, obviously Casablanca, because it's a classic.
And that's your all-time favorite?
I think between that and obviously just, here's looking at you, kid, just makes me melt as a human. But as you can tell, Jackie and I are complete opposites.
Such opposites.
And then my other one would be Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, because I am so obsessed.